So I'm not going to waste time in this video with shitty intros. I'm just going to get straight to the point. In the first minute, I'll give you value. You're too much in the comfort zone, bro. Think of an ant on a table. Have you ever been eating and you see an ant on your table? I was recently just eating some snacks and I saw an ant and I got to thinking, I'm like, this small table, which to us is 6 feet wide, 6 feet long, is the ant's whole world. And if the ant ever saw anything outside of that table, he would flip out because he doesn't realize that there's so much more to life than that small table. To him, it's his whole world. But to us, it's a small little object in everyday life. It's the same with your life. You're in your comfort zone, and you're that ant, and that comfort zone is the table. You're in your little table, you're chilling, you have little bits of popcorn there, little bits of banana there that you can chew on, you're fine, you're safe. And you don't ever want to leave that table because you're going to be fine. But you know something's missing. You know that no matter how comfortable you are, something doesn't sit right with you. You're that ant right now. Think of the table and think of how wide the world is. That's you right now. You're in your little bubble of comfort. You're not doing things that you know you want to do because you're scared that you'll fail. I know you want to achieve huge things, like make a ton of money, but you don't want to leave that job because that job is safe. I was actually recently talking about my friend with this at the gym yesterday. He is at a job right now that's safe, and that's good, and he's young, so he's doing great for himself, as am I. But I was talking with him, and since I just graduated high school, I want to get into sales. And it's a bit more risky because it's commission only. So if you don't sell, you don't eat. And I'm telling him that we should go into sales together to push each other and to make money, and we can make money this summer. He can leave that job. And he has doubts. And I completely understand him because he's in his comfort zone. And we did a bit of mentally shifting the perspective, and he realized that he is in his little table. He's that ant in the little table because he works a job that if he left, he could get again if everything went to shit. But he doesn't want to take that risk of going at it and taking the risk of getting a new job and going into sales. Actually, I won't say he doesn't want to take that risk because I know he's going to if he's watching this. But it's the same with your life. I don't personally know you, but I know that there's something in the back of your mind that you really want to do and that you're not doing because you're comfortable where you're at right now. But comfort is what kills a man. Let me look at more of my notes. This, by the way, these are notes from The Superior Man, the book. I don't know if you can see it. Really good book. So this book talks about the edge, which is basically your edge is, think of a cliff. Think of the table that we were talking about. The edge of the table is just outside your comfort zone. And you need to constantly be living on the edge. Not too far, because then you'll take too many risks and get stressed, but not in the center of the table either, because you'll become comfortable and lazy and you'll stay stagnant. So in this book, it talks about the edge, living just at the edge. Because when it hurts a little bit, that's when you grow. Think of when you're doing an exercise at the gym, bench press, right? If you put a little bit of weight on the bar and start repping it, and you can rep it for 30 reps because it's super light, your muscles aren't really gonna grow, and you're gonna stay comfortable, and it's not gonna be that hard, it won't hurt too much. And if you put 300 pounds on the bar and you can't do 300 pounds, you're gonna get really hurt and you're gonna pop a pec and you're gonna get injured. The sweet spot is putting 10 pounds more than you did last time. See if you can rep it out. And really pushing hard and feeling that pain, but you know that with that pain you grow. It's the same thing in your life, bro. You need to push just outside of that comfort zone to where you feel that constant pain, that constant little nag in your ass, where you're like, oh, man, I don't want to be doing this. It's making me jittery. But you do it, and you do it, and you do it, and you gain more stress resistance, and that is where you grow. Let me see if there's any more in my notes. So you also need to familiarize yourself with fear. Here I have that it's the sharpest version of you. So, what's a good example? An elk, a deer. A deer is in constant fear that a lion is going to catch him. He's in constant fear. He's looking around. He's making sure that there's no lions around because he knows that if he lets off one bit, he's going to get lazy and he's going to get eaten. You need to be the same way. You need to familiarize yourself with fear. When you're fearful, when you're scared, your sharpest self comes out. Your instincts are there. Everything is there. Your mind is sharp. So I don't want you to be in constant fear of what's going to happen, but I want you to familiarize yourself with fear. Allow it to come in since you're living on the edge. Allow it to enter your body and your mind. Don't try to push it away. Don't try to say you're not fearful because you are, like anybody else, and that's completely fine. But allow it to come in your mind and express itself and then leave. And use that fear for good. Use that fear to propel you. Because as we said, if you live your life on the sweet spot, the edge, not too much, right there, you're always going to have a little bit of fear. Always. There is a time that I regret in high school that I just finished. There was a speech that I should have done. And I didn't do it because I'll be honest, I was a bit scared of, presenting that speech to the class. And, I passed the class, so it doesn't really matter. But it does matter because it took a hit on my ego. And I haven't really talked about this with any of my friends, so this is the first time saying it to the world, which if it gets a lot of views, it'll suck, but whatever. I should have done that presentation. And everybody was going in the class except me. And I was just playing it off that I was too lazy to do it. But no, it was because I was nervous of doing it. I wasn't living on the edge. I decided to stay in my comfort zone. If I would have pushed through and done that presentation, what's the worst that could have happened? That I messed up on a word and they would have laughed at me? What's the best thing that could have happened? I would have realized that no matter how much fear I feel, I can get through it. And that would have made my mind stronger. So I deeply regret that. And I don't want that to happen to you. So I know you feel fear in something in your life. I know it. Close your eyes. You have it right there. Pull it out and fucking do it. Because you won't regret it. That's all for today. See you, bro.